Alright, welcome back guys. Today I wanted to look at my alt account, Keyflower. The account is 300 days old, so about 10 months, and here's the current progression. Arena is Fighter 3, World Arena Fighter 3, Special League Challenger 3, Guild Battle, Conk 2, Siege Battle, G1, and that's not really dependent on my account, it's more my guild, so I don't feel like that's reflective of the progression of this account. And then World Boss rank A. TOA cleared floor 100. We've been doing that for several months now. On hard, cleared 44. I haven't really pushed much past that because I'm pretty sure I can't clear all of hard, so I might as well just get what I can get. You can't see the rifts, but it's rift raid level 4, and I'm carrying the account. I don't know that it can do level 4 on its own. Fire Beast A, Ice Beast B+, Wind Beast A-. So in terms of my current plans for progression, I think the next biggest thing for me would be to be able to farm reapp stones. I'm not so concerned about the homunculus at this point, since I have Lapis as an AoE damage dealer. I mean, homunculus would be nice, but I think reapp stones are a really good way to start getting those runes to where I want them to be. So let's take a look at what I've been doing. So here's the Fire Rift, which I think is easiest for most people to get into. So here's my high score, 1.9 million, and here's my units. We'll get in there and take a look. So it's a tricky one, and it's sort of counterintuitive. Like, you would think, okay, I need to survive, so I need to add more healing in. But really, you need to out-damage him before he kills you. You really can't out-heal him. So you need healing to not have everyone die, but you need to make sure you can do enough damage to burn him down quickly. So I'm still working on the team. I've got Colleen in here right now as my healer because you have to have something that has an attack buff. If you're not buffing yourself for attack, you have no real chance. So currently, Colleen is my healer, and then I've got Lapis as my leader with the attack power lead, which is pretty nice, the 25% on attack, crit damage, attack. And you have to have something that does AoE damage for those waves. So for me, it's Lapis. My backup AoE is Molong, which isn't ideal. If I had a Sigmaris, I would definitely use Sigmaris as a secondary AoE. But that's currently what I've got. In theory, this guy could work okay, but I don't know if he can do enough damage AoE to actually kill the monster. And I don't have him built yet. So that's kind of where I'm at here. I'm using water monsters because they do 50% more damage. I have 4 water monsters that are viable. And then my Dark Ninja gets to go because he's one of my better runed monsters. I don't really have a better option that's water. I mean, I could bring Chilling, but he doesn't do a ton of damage. He just does speed and crit rate buff, which I don't know that that's worth it. And then other than that, that's pretty much it, unless I wanted to bring another healer. So what I'll do first is let's do a run with Bella healing. And my Bella's pretty well ruined. So you can see what 2 healers looks like, and then you can see what adding a DPS looks like. It's really been a challenge to try to figure this out, because what's holding me back from crafting the reappraisal stones is the magic essence, the white thing, whatever that's called, the crystal magic essence, I think. And it only drops in very limited quantities unless you clear at higher levels. So an S, which means I actually kill the boss, would give me plenty, but I can't clear an S. And so it's like, well, what do I do? Like, how do I get up there? And it's tricky to try to build a team specifically for this. Like, this team is pretty close to specifically for this. The only thing I could add would be a Sigmaris, I think, to give a second AoE damage, because you can't judge your progress based on the first 2 lives of the dragon, because most people will be able to clear the first 2 lives no problem. You have to gauge where you're at based on what happens when he comes back to life for his 3rd time. And it's a DPS race. You need to see what's going on with him versus how healthy are you? Are you dying when he's close to dead? Are you dying when he's at 3/4 health? What's going on? So we did, just under 900k for the first life. Not bad. Probably a pretty good sign. But we'll see. We'll see. And on my main, we're doing quite a bit more. But, on the alt, it's still sort of struggling. So I never had the challenge of having to figure out how to complete these raids as I was, leveling up and stuff like that. Like, when they came out on my main account, I already had maxed glory towers, and I already had, probably 86 stars and tons of runes, and so it wasn't really a challenge. It was more just like, which monsters do I throw in here, who gets the good runes, and then it was done. But on a new account, it's very different. I'm trying to build simultaneously upgrading kind of bad runes, upgrading towers that are having issues, and then at the same time trying to clear content. So this is the second life. He's almost dead. We're at, what, 1.6? So that's pretty good. Now here's where we're really going to find out what we're made of. And it's going to be the fire minions. Here comes the first wave of summoning. So we're still healthy. Now we need an AoE from Lapis. And we'll see how much damage she does. Oh, we didn't get it. So we survived one wave of that, but that's a really bad sign. And my frontline Chow goes down. So you just got to kind of evaluate where you're at and then try to make adjustments. So for me, seeing Chow die on the front line of the third wave is a problem. He should be a big old tank. So I need to give him more HP. Now, seeing her AoE down those minions was a really good sign in that she could kill them with one kind of attempt. So that was nice. But now she's dead. He is over half health and they're back again. So we're in big trouble here. Ideally at this point, he'd be about a third health, and we're out of AoE options. He's starting to burn me down, and this looks like not a failed run because you'll still get a ranking, but if he doesn't die, you cannot get S no matter how much damage you do. So we are going to settle for some version of A. I'm not sure exactly how they rank it. We'll have to see. So what we'll do next time is we'll switch out Bella and we'll switch in another DPS and see if that can kind of accelerate what we're trying to do. So 1.8, that's pretty indicative of where I generally finish. So an A, regular A, we get one pure magic crystal, one, and we need so many of those to make reapp stones. So this is not going to be the best way to farm this, but we got to figure it out, right? So let's switch out him for our ninja. And maybe fusing Sig, maybe building this guy is the way to go, but for now, this is what we have, so this is what we got to go with. Looking at this Chow, yeah, the issue is the HP. We need to buff up the HP. Maybe max that rune, maybe give him a better rune, but if your frontline tank is dying wave 3 that early, that's a huge problem. So, you know, we auto the game so much, but for some of these things like this, you need to kind of watch what's happening and evaluate what needs to change. So for me, clearly my Chow needs more HP if I'm going to be able to survive. I think Molong's a good choice right now for frontline because he does some of the things that are really useful here. He has an AoE. He has a defense break, which is super important. If you don't defense break on the groggy state, you're not going to be able to do a lot of damage, and you need to get it up quickly. So getting that defense break in there right away is pretty important. So there we get the defense break from Lapis, and then Theo follows up with a second attempt. The final kind of part to this would be to add in a brand for people that are just trying to bump from S to double S or something like that. I don't know that brand is enough to bump me from A to S because the amount of damage you do when he's still alive, you don't brand, you don't do defense break. It's just raw damage you do into something that can't be debuffed. So that was a nice sign, but of course we're only in the second phase, but we're still killing the ads. It might be a speed issue too. Like if you're not fast enough, your monsters won't get to attempt to kill the ads before they all come in and murder you. So we'll see what it looks like in the third phase. That's the most important phase. But my current theory is that I need to get all the pure magic essences from fire because fire is the hardest. I'm sorry, the easiest. And I want to farm whatever's easiest to try to be able to get those, and then maybe I'll just pick up the other necessary ingredients a little bit at a time. All right, so here's the second groggy. Health-wise, we're looking pretty good. The issue we're having here is we didn't have attack buff through about half of groggy, and we didn't have defense break till about half of groggy. So that's costing us a little bit of damage, but again, raw damage won't matter until we can actually get a kill, and I've not gotten a kill on this guy yet. So I'm still working on it. So this is the part that's going to figure out how it's going to go. Here comes the first wave of minions. We need to get him down. Lapis is at full bar. Okay, so she didn't do her full AoE, but she got some of them down, which is nice. Now maybe Molong will. Nope. I was hoping he would do his second and get the rest of them down. But at least only about half of them came in to hurt me, and not all of them. Because my team is still standing. That was not the case last time with Bell. With a healer, like, he does damage. He does kind of too much damage to heal through it sometimes. All right, here's the second wave. Molong takes him out. That was really nice. We didn't even have to rely on Lapis, but our HP is looking pretty sad right now. Oof, that hurt. Took out Lapis. So another issue is Lapis doesn't have a lot of health. If Lapis can get killed first, that's a problem. So this was an interesting run. Same result. Slightly higher score, which is because we added in more damage. I think it might be a Colleen related issue. The Colleen was not healing when people were hurting, you know? So I don't know. It's a higher, and it looks like I'm still quite a bit away from being able to get the kill. I mean, I guess I keep that. That's pretty good. So, kind of finishing thoughts. It might also just be related to my towers again. Like, I hate to talk about towers all the time, but if my towers were maxed, you know, I'd have like 20% more damage from water. I'd have 20% more damage from everyone, just attack power. Slightly more speed, slightly more HP. So I'm going to keep testing the Fire Rift, but I'm not going to go all in for it until I can consistently, you know, maybe bump up to S or be right on that A to S kind of border, so that I can farm those magic crystals. But I would love to be able to get reapp stones, but I'm just not there yet. So I'm going to keep working on it. I'll keep farming glory like crazy, so that next month when I try, I'll have 8% more attack power because I, you know, invested into those towers or something like that. So I hope that was an informative sort of look into what raids look like, you know, almost a year into the game. And I've been farming pretty consistently on this account. But it's a grind. It's a long stretch. So I think a lot of people might jump right into Homunculus once they get up to A, which may or may not be the best choice for you. I don't know. But for me, I'd rather keep farming runes, farming glory, and then when I can clear raids, do it for reapp stones. So that's what's going on with the early game rating on my alt account. So hope it was informative. Catch y'all later. Take care.